welcome to my channel. My name is Nahal Haghbin. I am the founder of Yoga Avec Moi, and today we are celebrating 700 videos on YouTube, and for our 700th video, we did a recap for the 699th video of what Yoga Avec Moi has done in business for the past 7 years. And in this video, for our 700th video, we wanted to share with everyone what Yoga Avec Moi has in plans for the next 7 years to come, hopefully many years to come in business. And what can we say? There has been so many things that we have created in our business over the past 7 years. In the blog of this video, we shared in great detail of all of the achievements or things that we've done over time, really just going over our social media and being like, what did we do? What did we post? Because our work is very visible. If we've done something, it's on the interweb and you can see it and find it. For our 700th video, we wanted to share where we have been. It seems like for the past 7 years, we've been doing a lot of trial and error things, and we've tried things that we were like, should we do this? Should we not do this? Is this going to be like our long-term, our forever plan? And at the beginning of Yoga Avec Moi, we created like a business plan, and for the most part, we have followed it. There's a couple branches that we have never started or tried because it wasn't suitable. And now that we have relocated to Vancouver, it has been something that we have involved ourselves with and integrated into. And really what we've settled Yoga Avec Moi's plans for the future are pretty much two things that we could see us doing forever and ever. And that is, one is the 7 valleys and the yogic chakra materials that we've built, and different physical practices, 90-minute yoga therapy practices, a 90-minute meditation and breath practice, and then another 9-week workshop on the 7 valleys on the yogic chakras. So basically everything we did within the realm of the 7 valleys and the yogic chakras. We can see us doing this for the rest of our life. And this is something that we're deeply passionate about. It's something that is the one thing that our channel constantly, people find us on statistical web space is by typing in the spiritual significance of the hoopoe bird, and everyone gets directed to our video. Every month I get a stat on how people find us, and almost consistently it's one blog that I wrote, which is everything you need to know about your life going in the right direction, which was a request that someone made me on Instagram to share when I had asked the question, what is something that I can help you with? Or what is something that you need help with? And somebody wrote, how do you know when you're going in the right direction in your life? And then I wrote this blog, and this blog is probably the number one reason why people find us. And that kind of was like the big indicator where, okay, I can see us doing this for the rest of our life. The second thing that we can see Yoga Avec Moi doing for a very long time is the Pure Breath program. We have probably spent about the past 4 years launching, creating, sharing, getting into PhDs, waiting for scholarships, trying to really organize our business in order to do this PhD, waiting for 4 years, not getting the scholarship, and then realizing that we spent so long trying to get it into a PhD and validate it by science that we have not actually helped people with it on the grounds, which is really infuriating when you have tried for so long to get it into a system, to share it with even more people, but then entering that system itself has failed you miserably for 4 years consistently, and now has wasted so much time that I'm just like enraged that like why other humans have not had the access to the program, because I created it because I knew people needed it. And it was something where I wanted to combine my public health and my yoga therapy practice together. And when I was working in public health, I was arguing for the mental health of the population, especially in quarantine. In 2000 And 3, in Toronto, when SARS had happened, there was a child who was quarantined from their parents and basically lost attachment to them. And it was something that was so horrifying for me to learn, that when you protect and preserve the body of human beings without the knowledge of their mental health, we're not really understanding the person in a holistic way. So when I was working in public health, that's what I was arguing for. Now that COVID has happened, the consciousness of the masses have been raised to understand the mental health of populations. But what they have not yet understood or have a tool for is what to do with the mental health of people on a mass level. So hand washing is the major tool that we use in public health to help the body, spreading germs, like avoiding spreading germs or avoiding spreading your germs to other people. This is the tool that we use in public health. We do not have a tool yet for the mind to raise the consciousness of it. And that is what Yoga Avec Moi and me personally, I want to bring to the world consistently, is the knowledge that breath is going to be the second most practiced public health tool in the world. That's what I want to achieve with Yoga Avec Moi. That has been something that I have been very afraid to say, because once I say it, it's like I know I got to do it. And I know I got to be out there and share it with the world. Recently, we were talking to some healers, and they were recommending us to actually take this into schools, to adolescents and younger people who are apparently very stressed and who are really anxious. And I was like, really? Is that what's happening with them? And I go talk to a couple youth in a training that I am going to for the children's virtues classes. And they're all these youth who are teaching these children's classes and taking this training. And I'm there sitting just like talking to them, like learning about their life story and things like that. And one of them, I'm talking to one, and this one's teary-eyed, and this one is sitting next to me and just sheds tears. And from our listening to our conversation, from the stress that she's experiencing. And so I got, like, immediately after this recommendation, I almost was immediately validated that this group of youth are really stressed out. And I've been working with youth for literally 20 years. Youth between the ages of 11 and 14, more specifically, to help them like build their spiritual empowerment. But I've never merged or connected the dots between my professional public health sort of thinking and the yogic health with this population in particular, which I think is like really special. And I'm very much looking forward to doing that. So that is what is happening with the Pure Breath program. That's like the trajectory. I'm just going to try to have as many classes on the ground with people and helping them learn a breath tool of some kind. This channel is probably going to be having many more breath practices and videos to share and to come in the future. So please do stay tuned about this. We might just completely change into a straight up breath channel. The final thing that I wanted to share was what is going to happen with our podcast. We have had 27 episodes of the YAM Podcast being filmed with guests, with mothers, and we want to use the podcast to broaden the horizon of interviewing different people, really of anything that I'm of interested in. Like, I meet a lot of amazing people, and really I just sometimes want to have like a conversation with them, and adult life just doesn't allow it. And I really just have to be like, hey, I have a podcast, would you like to talk for an hour? And that's how you get them. But also it's mostly that like they have so much amazing things to share, and I have a lot of really highly resourced people around me that I would really want to share this information with other people with, but literally the podcast is the only avenue that is out there. And the podcast direction is going to change from solely being for mothers who have children between the ages of 0 and 5, interviewing mothers and experts of mothers. It will move into a more martial arts, focusing on 2 other branches of yoga, which is talking about the environment and zero waste things. These were things that were really important. If you didn't know that, we don't like to talk about this because we don't want it to be the central thing, but sometimes we do want people to know the spiritual underpinning of why we do what we do. And it's very focused. And really what we're focused on is to help people avoid the 2 unpardonable sins in the Baha'i faith, which is 1, neglecting the education of your children. And we do that by helping mothers who are the first educators, and that's the avenue and route that we go about trying to help people avoid that. And the second is the unpardonable sin of prodigality, which is one that is less known in the yogic sphere. I will link a video that we've made about the 2 unpardonable sins in more detail if you would like to see it. We have not really talked about this, and really what it is excessive waste, and we would have loved to create yoga mats and a lot of props and things like that, but we're so conscious about the environment that we don't want to produce a product or something that is going to cause waste. Our products will never show up in a landfill, or it's going to be something that's compostable, like organic, that you can, at least within 7 years, it will be decomposed or something like that. We're trying to figure that out, and it's quite hard to find like products or things like that that are durable, good quality, and have all of the necessary things that we want in order to do what we want to do. In the process of Yoga Avec Moi, this is like a very large branch that we wanted to share with other people. We wanted to collaborate with other experts who have knowledge in this field, because we knew that we wouldn't be able to be the one who could know everything in this field. Now that we're situated in Vancouver, and Vancouver is really known in terms of its environment, it's just like around, right? Talking about the environment and nature is definitely one that we want to talk about in terms of yoga, in terms of spirituality, in terms of what is the grand purpose of nature and why do we need to do it. I have dabbled in it a little bit to realize that it's actually a field that can be quite depressing with everyone being very negative, which is anti-manifestation rulebook tools, meaning don't talk about the negatives, just do and contribute to what you can and know, and to help raise awareness basically about the things that you do know. And that's really what we want to share on the YAM podcast, is like, what can we do in the household, in the homes, to become more zero waste or conscious or friendly or aware, or what can we learn about the environment that we've never like really learned about, and something that's broad. And so Yoga Avec Moi is still going to continue with motherhood, as we do have a couple women that have amazing experiences that I think we absolutely need to share on the podcast. But we are going to branch out to the other spheres of Yoga Avec Moi, just do it on the YAM podcast that is really solely related to breath, because we need to be talking more about breath practice and how it relates to everything, and what can we do, and how do we kind of niche down, and what are some tools that we can use, what are things that are effective, what is breath, and like the science of breath, the medicine of breath, the practice of breath, all these different kinds of things. And for the 7 valleys and the yogic chakra, one thing that we can anticipate in the near future is perhaps a book. We are putting that out there in the universe. We're working on it, and also we will likely be starting a membership portal called The Valley, solely to study, to learn, to practice, to embody, to imprint everything in the 7 valleys. Okay, so one thing that we decided to do differently is we're not going to do the membership portal, or the way that we're going to do the membership portal is actually going to be through Patreon. So there's a lot more things that we're going to actually add on Patreon. So we're going to have the 7 valleys and the yogic chakras series there. We're going to have our adult breath practices there, our teen breath practices there, human design groups of like a female manifestor group, all manifestor group, and also just like a entire like human design study group, which I have found to be really necessary. Everyone wants to find their purpose, and human design is phenomenal for something like that. And so not only do I want to give individual readings to people, but I also want to create groups where we can all study human design together and also learn to apply it in our life. So every week I'll go through like a focus of certain channels and things like that and talk about how they relate to each other. And so that's going to be a major change that has happened since I've recorded the video. Love you. So this is what I see Yoga Avec Moi's trajectory in the next 7 years. Hopefully, we're putting it out there that we do want a book published either in Seven Valleys or Breath or on motherhood. We've had so much experience talking about, the whole podcast was created because of the Mama Comfort Toolkit, where we interviewed 31 women from 12 countries and 25 different cities, and to ask about what brings you comfort. And from that came our membership portal and the desire of having a podcast because other mothers wanted to hear what the other mothers had to say. All of these things are interrelated with each other. Our 7 valleys in the yogic chakras are highly spiritual stake, as I like to call it, that maybe not a lot of people are quite ready to participate in or ready to be accountable for in their lives, but we're still going to be out here trying to talk about it, and we're going to be ready for whenever you are ready to join us, and which is hopefully immediately. Especially if you've been on our channel, we're going to talk a lot more about this. Been having conversations with people, and we wish we had a video to just send to them to be like, hey, do this for grounding, do this for feeling centered when you travel so much. And they all are related to the 7 valleys and the yogic chakras. And hopefully we'll be making videos soon about how they're related. And then the breath program is our purely scientific 12-week breath program, which is very systematic. In the meantime, we will also be doing new moon and full moon classes and weekly breath classes. So those are things that if you're not ready to jump in a program or a retreat, we're probably going to definitely have retreats on the 7 valleys and the yogic chakras around the world. And we will be sharing that with you and locally in Vancouver. And whenever the time comes, they will all happen. With that, do get on our newsletter to just be informed of all of our progress along the way. And we'll see how the next 7 years pan out. Thank you so much for watching. If you have stayed with me up until this point, we have cherished you on Yoga Avec Moi's channel. If you haven't subscribed yet before, please do subscribe to our channel. Smash that like button. Leave us a comment. Tell us what you've liked, what you think we should do for the next 7 years, what you would like us to see, what you need help with. All of these things are things that we would love to help you here at Yoga Avec Moi. We have had several staff at one point on Yoga Avec Moi. Now it is just me solo, but in the future I can see us also bringing in interns because there's so much that we've learned. We do want to share our knowledge with other people. So if you do know any marketing or business students who want to get hands-on experience with a small business and really willing to get their hands dirty with the type of work that we do, send them over. We have so much work that they could help us with. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait for the next 7 years. 7 years, man. 7 years. 700th video. Oh my gosh. 700 videos, guys. Woo! That's so much content. So much content on the interweb. Oh my gosh. If there's anyone who wants to get to know me romantically, just go on my YouTube channel. I'm out here. What can I say? Honestly, I wish someone had a channel that I wanted to get to know and just be able to look at their content to be like, let me get to know them, like through osmosis. Of course, getting to know someone directly is different, and that's always appreciated. So please do come to me directly if you're into it. That is also something probably in the next 7 years. We hope to have a family. We hope to settle down a little bit. We hope to not be so mobile, but maybe we can be mobile and welcome someone into our lives as well. So we're open to it. Also to note that there might be a couple more changes that are going to come up, and in the blog of this video I'm going to include everything that is new that I might have not mentioned in the video because there's just so much that we want to cover.
Also, something that I didn't mention with the podcast is that we're going to be interviewing a lot more people about the 7 valleys and the yogic chakras and related themes to that as well. So we're going to be expanding on 3 different topics: the 7 valleys and the yogic chakras, a lot of breath, and also about the environment. We're probably going to add another one about human design. So that's going to be something that we can look forward to. The YAM podcast is just going to be super helpful human things that we need to know.
And I will see you next time in the next video on Yoga Avec Moi. Bye for now.